Hello, and welcome to our Mage the Ascension Chronicles, Seattle at Dawn. I am our storyteller, Timothy Dahlia. Thank you for joining us. We stream new episodes on the Dahlia World Garden Twitch channel every Monday at 4 p.m. Pacific Time. And if you can... You can watch our previous and future episodes on the Dahlia World Garden YouTube channel. Links can be found in the channel description. I don't know where. I don't care. If you are enjoying what we're doing here, throw us a like on the video, subscribe or follow on the channel. And if you're in the chat or in the comments below, tell us which spirit entity you'd want as a friend. Little bit of a side here. This game is an adult game. It's from White Wolf's World of Darkness, and oftentimes scary things happen, but also adult themes and situations can come into play. There are definitely possibilities for these uncomfortable scenarios, so just be aware of that, and viewer discretion is advised. That being said, I don't plan on doing anything too bad to our friends. And speaking of our friends, let us bring in our Awaken Mages. First up, I'm going to ask, hey Charlie, or Billie, you play Charlie. Tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm Billie, he, him pronouns. I play in Charlie Newell. Charlie is a Verbena and a mushroom expert. And he's the last night was a whole lot more than he was willing to, or what he was expecting to get himself into.
Would you say, in his experience as an Awakened Mage, was that abnormal for him? Like, or has he had experiences like that before?
No, that was definitely abnormal.
Okay. Excellent. Cindy, let's talk to you a little bit. What's going on with you?
I'm Cindy, she, her. I am playing Inea Blackwell, who is a Kha'vadi techno mage. She, and also an activist. And she is extremely frustrated with the way things went last night.
Is she more frustrated with the events themselves, like how they got, how those things were allowed to happen, or more how she responded with them?
It's kind of a combination of those. She's actually more irritated with, and even outright angry with the events as they unfolded and how they got to where they got. There's a lot that happened that just straight up infuriates her. That said, she's frustrated with herself and her own performance, not very happy with the way things went. Getting ready to start collecting things to training, more knowledge, to better herself. She's probably going to be doing a deep dive with her avatar before long. Because she's got things that she wants to be able to do that she was not able to do last night.
Yeah. And I would imagine with those type of experiences, even as an Awakened Mage, the concept of a will to power pushes through almost every mage, and that definitely makes sense for where Inea's at.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Alix.
Hello,
Here.
hello.
Hi.
I am indeed. Oh yeah, okay. Hi, I'm Alix, they, them pronouns. I am playing Jezebel Spinner, She is a farmer and a Sahajiya. She's very bookish and very worried about her friend. Last night was a lot. Like a lot. So she is just very glad to have made it home in one piece with her best friend because things could have gone a completely different way.
Absolutely. So, at the beginning of this adventure, you had been, as you said, very bookish, and I wouldn't say sheltered, but you haven't been adventurous. And that was something that was of a critique from your mentor. How's that playing with you now?
Honestly and truly, part of Jezi is resentful because she took the advice of someone that she trusted and ended up in a situation where both she and her best friend could have been killed over something that had nothing to do with them. And she was mentally like put in these weird places, and it wasn't a good experience.
Okay.
But there is also a part of Jezi that is feeling almost thrilled by it because it was hectic. It was, and very fucking dangerous. But she made it out alive. She made it out alive in one piece with her best friend. And if nothing else, that tells her that she might be a little bit ready for the world than she thought she was. Maybe the world is bigger than the library, you know?
Okay. Yeah, I like that. So those are our main cast members, our 3 mages that we've been following for the past 6 episodes. However, tonight, we do have a special guest, our friend Jimmy, who is going to be taking up the role of Brad Fitzgerald.
Hi, how's it going?
Tell us a little about yourself, Jimmy, and your character.
I'm Jimmy. I'm, as Tim had said, I pop in occasionally, pick up where Brad's alter ego. Brad is he was a scientist, or is a scientist, and unfortunately he was the one that came up with the intended drug to take care of any kind of viral infection that ended up killing pretty much the whole town and mutating them if they didn't die.
Bit of a tragic background there.
Yeah. Brad's meant nothing but good, but as life goes, he's only human, and he has his demons as like anybody else.
He's been handed the shit end of the stick, so to speak.
Yeah, pretty much. So, but he's here to help out where we can, and to lend his expertise and certain things where he can, and see where it ends up.
Excellent. Yeah, I think when it comes to Brad, he's got his vices, he's got his issues. He's an older mage. He's been around for some time.
Some say fart and dust.
Yeah. But it's one of those weird things where you retire from one part of your life and you enter in another area, and it just doesn't work. And that's kind of where Brad's been. He started off, 90s Ascension warrior, and then that world fell apart, and he ended up working in more of the
pharmaceutical
and like corporate life.
Mm-hmm.
And then that didn't work out badly, and ended up trying to do good by being a teacher. And that just hasn't satisfied him. He doesn't have the same level of intent with the children of today.
Doesn't make
He
me
more
feel
wants to
the character feel
broader,
complete.
bigger visions.
Yeah.
And his drug making, well, we'll talk about that later. That being said, go ahead and look at the board. As you can see, we've laid out a spread of various cards. These are the cards that you've pulled throughout this campaign. And the read here is interesting. I don't know if we want to go too much into that, but I would say it might be nice to pull the last card. Well, actually, let me explain where all the cards are. We've got your current position where you've all been, which was the Knight of Primordialism, which I think Nay initially was represented there.
Yes.
That was all about subtlety and fraud, and certainly you had a lot of that. You ended up being subtly introduced to the Tradition's governmental organization in Seattle, the Seattle Underground, as they call themselves. And they represent the New Horizon Council in Seattle. All of you have heard for the past decade this overall intent of the Traditions reestablishing themselves and making it better going forward, because things fell apart in the early 2000s. The crossing card, Temperance, is about adaptation, coordination, integration. And that certainly came to fruition for the three of you as you adapted, integrated, and came together to assist one another. Above, or no, not above. Sorry, to the right, you've got the Page of Questing. Or below, sorry, Page of Questing. Which is all of you. You're all seeking, discovery and brilliance. Then moving to the past, all of you have had your intuitions. Moving to your thoughts, which are the Eight of Primordialism. There is kind of a sense for all of you that you were in this moment of stagnation, a little bit of aimlessness. And the Six of Questing, that guy. The one with the motorcycle that makes no sense.
That motorcycle is bomb.
It's awesome.
Well, he's riding it on a quest.
Oh yeah, he's
going
questing.
And you're kind of thrust into fate's quest. Things came together for you, almost seemed constructed, and forced into your lives. But with effort and intention, you were able to work together, deal with the outside influences that were working against you. The Hanged Man representing paradox, and then pushing through that with your hopes and fears. And with the reversed Six of Dynamism. Struggling through that, your final card, the Outcome. It's the Queen of Dynamism. This was a card. Brings Brad into this.
Oh.
Queen of Dynamism. Don't have up. Fine. No. Gotta do more searching.
I need to get me 2 monitors.
It helps.
I really do. Yeah. Alright.
The Queen of Dynamism represents perception, observation. And I think that is where a lot of you have ended up. At least after that night.
Mm-hmm.
Consulting your intelligence. Figuring out your objectives. And putting your life into alignment. And I think that is a good place for that.
Seriously.
So with that, we're going to jump back a few hours. Brad.
Okay. I'm sorry, what am I supposed to do?
You have created a new drug. And you have called it joy. The intent of this euphoric substance is not simply to make a person happy and delirious. There are plenty of other substances that do that. No, you have higher ideals. Even if you don't live up to them yourself. Joy is a part of your larger plan. Unfortunately, Winston doesn't care. You owe him 500 mercurium, and if you don't pay, he will take it out of your ass, and then call you a jerkwipe for the ordeal. The last thing you remember is getting hit by a massive fist owned by a tall man in leather.
Alright. So
Hold on. I want to make sure There we go. That's better. You can still hear me?
yes.
Okay. You remember your vision fading and Sunny screaming. And now, you are strapped to a chair in an arched chamber.
Okay.
The walls are lined with diodes and wires, and what looks like tiny satellite dishes. The open wall in front of you shows a warehouse and bleachers with a small crowd. The wall to your left has a window, and through it, you can see Winston's top technician, Penny. She looks through the window, and she says to you,
I'm terribly sorry. But Winston has me, putting you into the Certiman cage. Good luck.
You can see the world.
what you know of the Certiman cage is that it is a device designed to transport your physical and mental and spiritual self into a computer simulation, into the digital web. You see Penny behind the screen, her glasses reflecting the monitor in front of her as she types away and then hits a few buttons, and those satellite dishes turn towards you, and you can feel your very being get torn and changed and electrified. Your vision turns white for a moment. And then suddenly, you're standing in an octagon. Before you, another individual, this one, as far as you can tell, physically present, as well as yourself. You realize now, after years of betting at the Sertiman cage, that you are now a contestant. And you must bring all your magical will to bear.
Okay.
Now,
So,
the one in front of you has a kind of a baseball cap twisted to the side, pair of goggles on top, trench coat. He seems to glow with a bit of extra energy. You recognize this as the sphere of forces, the magic that is used for fire, gravity, wind, anything that is electrical. And he waves to what looks like, when you look around, the warehouse that you were just in, but you see a bit of the digital haze between it, as if it's actually LCD monitors instead of the actual warehouse. The crowd is cheering, and he's playing up to the crowd as you see him center himself, and 3 spheres of light emanate and start spinning around him.
okay.
Now,
Oh,
go ahead. How are you feeling, and what are you thinking at this time?
well, I'm still somewhat groggy.
Yeah, you just got punched,
And,
knocked out.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And, and then when I see this guy in front of me getting ready to attack me, I start trying to stumble through. I'm assuming I have like a jacket on of some sort.
Yeah. You still have what you would have been wearing in the material world. Everything
All right,
feels
well-
and seems the same, with the occasional glitch of digital artifacting around you.
Okay. All right, so I'm wearing a trench as well. I have a trench, my fedora, and my fedora. I don't have a hat on right now because we got
But
punched.
you didn't have a hat on when you were in the real world. But here, it is magically still there.
Oh, okay.
You recognize that you put enough of your persona into this look that when you were rezzed into the digital web, this is your avatar.
Gotcha. So I have my fedora on, so I'm searching through my trench coat, trying to find a book, a book that has some of my spells in it, and and I'm looking for a vial, anything that I can use to ward off these spheres.
Mm-hmm. So this is the Sertiman ring. This is where mages duel one another and they prepare themselves. And as a hermetic, you've seen these things before in other dimensions. You've gone to the Horizon Realm for the Order of Hermes before 1999, and this was a popular form of dueling. The way this works is that each contestant manifests different spheres that represent their arcane power. And
Okay.
you concentrate as you go through your physical body, you check everything, because unlike your previous experience, you're doing this in a digital realm. They've gone to great lengths to, you don't know if it's an imitation or if it's another Horizon realm or a pocket, but this has all kind of the same feel of the real world.
Okay.
The reason why these are not done in the real world, because they generate a lot of paradox typically. This is dangerous if it were to be done in the warehouse. Hence, the creation of this machine. You have the ability to summon 4 spheres instead of the 3 that your opponent has. This is also a display of your arete. Now,
Okay.
you have these 4 spheres. Each of them is going to represent one of your specialties in magic. So one would represent matter, another would correspondence, life, and prime.
I'm looking at them right now.
The basic rules is that there is a each one of you will manifest a the term I'm trying to think of, kind of a vessel for your quintessence, and you're fighting each other for that quintessence. So you would pour in the quintessence that your character currently has, which is 3, and so would your opponent. So that's basically what you're going to attack, and you're going to attack with one of your spheres.
Okay.
So you get to choose, and you get to shape and use your imagination to create your gladius, which is your sword, and your aegis, which is your shield. And your other spheres will work as reserves, and you can access those other spheres for different effects as well.
Okay.
If you have a question, if you want to, how you want to do that, of course. Yeah. So, knowing the ritual, you create your locus, which is the vessel that carries your quintessence, and your opponent does the same. He chooses his gladius and aegis.
Okay.
And
So
go ahead.
So I would choose my matter, right?
If you'd like, yeah.
So I choose that,
Okay.
and then I'll choose prime,
Okay.
my other one.
So prime for your shield.
Yes.
Okay. And you said matter for your gladius.
My sword for my gladius. Yes.
Okay. So your opponent waves to the crowd, and he summons his forces sphere, and it swirls around him, and he changes it to appear to be a massive living bolt of lightning. It courses around his arm and his whole form, and he holds it as a ball of energy in his right hand. His left hand, he summons his aegis, and this solidifies into a massive shield made of stone and metal and very intricate runes and circuitry intertwine on his shield. Hovering behind him is another sphere that just pulsates, and when you look at it, it's very difficult to see it because it almost shows the image from behind it as if light is curving around it, and that its space is like a black hole almost.
Okay.
And the audience sees the electricity jump around him, fly around the room, and fly around the black hole, and then back to his hand. And the crowd loves it.
Alrighty then.
Huh?
Oh.
Oh.
The game.
So,
I draw my shield and just prepare to defend myself.
yes. So you recognize that the attacks are designed not to go against your physical body. They are attacks that go towards your locus, which you've manifested. How does your locus manifest? How do you envision that in this space?
I envision. I see it as starting out small and then just growing with intensity.
Okay. Right.
And
So
it just and it goes outward.
all right. At the start of combat, each of you is going to roll some traits. This could be, you do have advantages for going first, but there's sometimes good ideas for going second.
Okay.
For this round, you can choose to roll a combination of your dex and arete, or your wits and arete, or your willpower. Each kind of represent a different means of thinking. Dex and arete is like you're trying to be physically quick, or wits and arete is trying to be smart and tactical. Whereas willpower is just like you rolling that as a representation of just trying to like force your way through. So which of those would you like to be your
Wits and
initiative?
arete.
Wits and arete.
Yep.
Okay. So that's going to be 7 dice.
All right.
So if you hit your arete button,
Okay.
you would roll that, and then just when it asks for the dice pool modifier, that's going to be 3.
Description. Magic. And difficulty 6.
Yes.
Go on.
Okay.
Go up.
Where'd it go?
All right. So
Happened.
you got 2 successes there, it looks like. Let's see
Okay.
what your opponent gets. Also 2. But I'm going to rule that you go first because he rolled a 1 in his attempt. So,
Okay.
so at this point, you have you attack your opponent's locus with either wits plus your gladius sphere, which in this case is your matter, right?
Yes.
Or dex. So you get a choice of those.
Gonna go
Also-
wits.
Sorry. Also, because you're using matter, you, when you're using your gladius, can add 3 extra dice to your attack.
Oh.
So, in this case, it sounds like you're going to be rolling your wits plus your gladius plus 3. So, when we do that, I would
So
just
wits.
say Let me build you a dice pool here.
Yeah. Go. Wits. Dexterity. Oh, wits.
Yeah, this is
So
going to be
they
a
have a
little
total of
weird
7?
because the system doesn't really allow us to add spheres or arete to dice pools.
Oh,
That is
okay.
a stupid thing, but I'm going to just pick something that's got the same number. In this case, research. All right, so you can roll your Gladius, and it'll actually ask you to what you want your added to your dice pool modifier. That would also be 3, and that's going to be that against 6. And that's going to be your attack.
So 3 against 6?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So this should be a total of 9 dice.
Oh, did I do that right?
I don't know. Yeah, looks like it. So,
Okay.
you got 4 successes. Excellent. Let's see
Nice.
what your opponent. He's gonna have Aegis, which is. So he too was rolling with 9 dice. All right. So as this event goes, how do you attack his locust, which he's got? It looks like a boombox with angelic wings, kind of floating in midair. How do you attack that with your Gladius using matter?
I strike with the Gladius to where it's like pointing at the boombox or at his.
Okay.
And a bolt of just pure power comes from the my Gladius.
Yeah. So you
pure matter, I guess it would be.
Yeah. You take your Gladius and you raise it you raise it above your head, holding it aloft, and you focus your energy into it, and you see in the blade itself light starts to emanate from it, and you release in a wide arc, and a disc of just pure force slams
Shoots out.
Slams towards the flying boombox. The shield on the arm of your opponent whips forward, and it grows, and it blocks that force and absorbs it into it, and no effect. You managed to hit true, but they were able to block your attack.
Okay.
Now his turn to do the same to you. You were using Prime as your defense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Prime does not give any advantages for being a Gladius or a Aegis. So
okay.
His turn, he's going to do the same. Well, he's using forces as his lightning ball. So when using forces, if the attacking duelist rolls at least 110, a forces Gladius grants the attacker 1 extra attack die for every 10 that he has rolled. That's basically, if he rolls really well, it does extra damage.
Okay.
So for this guy, 2d6 dice. All right. So this baseball cap wearing guy with the trench coat begins to rise and float into the air a bit as he raises his hand, and the lightning bolt, the ball in his hand, and he throws it at your locus, and he only gets one success. So you will want to roll your Aegis plus 3.
Okay.
So I would say just roll. Maybe.
I don't see an Aegis.
Yeah, let me make you an Aegis button.
All right. Okay.
You're using primes.
Yeah. All right. And that is.
So that Aegis button essentially is your prime rating plus 3. So 5 dice.
Yeah. So 5. And difficulty 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, nice. All right.
Oh yeah, I keep waiting for the dice to roll, and 7 successes.
Right.
Holy shit!
Nice.
Okay. So you outmatch this opponent by just a little bit. He is able to summon this lightning, and he throws it towards your locus, and you, not having that, just kind of reach out with your prime energy and suck it back into yourself. The crowd hushes a bit. They were not expecting to see anything like that from particularly an older guy like you. But one thing that people have learned over the years is that never count the old guy out, especially in a magic duel. This goes back and forth for a bit. As you summon the energies, and both of you putting to use the creative forces that you have at your grip. Blows are traded. The quintessence from your loci both are drained a bit, but you have a bit of the advantage when all of a sudden the alarm goes off. The room turns red. And
I'm looking around trying to figure out what's going on.
And then you see cracks begin to form inside the room. Your opponent disappears. You're stuck in this room as what looks like digital bits of gas start filling it.
I grab my fedora and put it over my face, and I'm trying, to keep breathing in the gas.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking for anywhere any possible hole, crack somewhere where I can get some fresh air, find some way of getting out of this room.
Okay. The room is completely enclosed. The only indicator of where you can leave is, like the fake windows above.
Okay.
You hear over the intercom.
That just some technical difficulties there, Brad. Don't worry.
So I'm looking around. I'm like, where are you? So I'm trying to stay as low as I can to the ground, so I'm not breathing in anything.
Okay. Do
Still,
you have any magic prepared to help you survive a scenario like this? Is there anything that you have in your mind that you can think of?
I am gonna. I reach in my trench coat and grab a little vial.
Okay.
And I'm gonna throw it on the ground, and that should make a sphere of nothing but pure oxygen around me.
Okay. You've lived a long life. You've had some interesting things happen to your in time. Yes, you can definitely create a bubble of breathable oxygen around you with a combination of correspondence and life. So certainly,
All right.
you have this ability. Sounds like something you've done before. So go ahead and roll your arete. In this space, it would be a difficulty 6.
Okay.
Definitely gonna get copyright strike now.
So you said what's
Difficulty
the mod?
6. No,
so
no,
6.
Yeah, no dice pool mod. Yeah, difficulty 6.
Oh, just no dice pool mod. All right.
Yeah. Now you do have access to your quintessence, and actually, in that fight, you gained 2 more. So you've reincorporated your locus. You have 5 quintessence. You have the ability to spend 1 to lower that difficulty from 6 to 5, if you so wish.
No, we'll just keep it where it's at right now.
Okay, so you get 1 success.
All right.
Which is more than enough for this this vial hits the ground, and you're not quite sure what to expect because this is not the physical world, but the rules seem to be the same. And so this mist begins to form around you as it's shaped and changed to create a bit of a bubble around you as the gases pour in and kind of swim around you. You have this kind of clear vision of what's around you.
I'm trying to look for an exit out of here, out of this, room. I know I'm, so I'm looking for any possible. I understand that it's, I'm closed in, but there's got to be a way out.
Yeah, yeah, there's a perception button that you have at the top of your sheet. Go ahead and roll that.
And that is no mod?
No dice pool mod, no.
Okay. And
4 successes. I keep waiting for the dice to roll every time.
I keep looking for it when I roll it.
It just isn't turned on right now for you. No worries. Wow. 3 10s and an 8. You roll better than anybody else at this table. This is insane.
Beginner's luck.
Possibly.
No kidding. You should have seen some of the rolls Nay was coming up with over the last couple of sessions. It's if I could have rolled the way you have just once.
Right? Like, fam, I literally never found a rock. Like, hello?
All right.
I get lucky like that.
That's okay. That's part of the game. So, you, with your keen eye and the clearer vision, because you have this bubble of clean air around you, you are actually able to look at each of the different walls in this octagon, and one of them definitely seems different. Almost as if like you know in a video game where you see the secret is just basically painted slightly differently than the things around it because it's been designed to animate and the other things weren't. It's Kind of like that, just a little off.
Okay. I walk towards it.
Okay.
And I've got my hands out in front of me, trying to feel, make sure there's nothing that I can't see. And so I go walk up to it.
Okay. You walk up to it, and it seems that it is like the temperature on it's a bit different. It's a little cooler than the other panels, and it's again just a slightly different color as well. You go to touch it, and it shimmers a bit, and you can see scan lines as it fades from view. And in front of you is a corridor that goes on forever. And you just see this long tunnel and bits of green and kind of yellowish light periodically as it goes further and further back. And as you look at that, you hear over the intercom,
Brad, we almost ready. This is probably not gonna. This isn't gonna tickle. Hold on one moment.
That's when you start feeling the pull. The same experience that you had when you entered this realm of being deconstructed bit by bit by bit. It's different than when you entered here, because when you entered here, your physical body was being turned into information. You are now information being pushed into reality. It's a little more painful. As this, and you get a sense this is actually being rushed as well. Normally, this process takes about 2 minutes. This is taking about half the time. And when you come back to everything goes white, and then you're sitting back in the chair that you were originally strapped into. You're not strapped anymore, but you feel the pain. Go ahead and roll your soak button for me.
Doesn't happen.
It should give you an option for soak.
The box might have come up behind your window.
On the table, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking right now and then try it again.
No worries.
Yeah. I don't see it. Yeah, nothing came up.
Well, let me see. I can try it for you here. Excuse me. Okay, so as you are being materialized into the real world, the information that is you, all of you, gets stitched back together very quickly, and you can feel reality bending around you. As an awakened mage, you have this sense of paradox, and this comes back on you as some damage. You take, instead of this 6, you take 4 points of bashing damage. This basically puts you at wounded. You're not mauled, but you're hurt. And you get a bit of a narrative here. You are barely conscious, you're in pain, but your friend Charlie comes around the corner. and you can hear lightning being thrown about. You feel and taste the reality around you warping. You hear gunfire, and you are pulled along, whisked out of this large warehouse. People that you saw in the bleachers are crumpled and twisted and bent upon the seats. Many of them obviously dead. Some of them, the crowd you saw is definitely smaller, indicating that maybe some of them did get away. You run as best you can with Charlie's assistance out of the building with this woman that you maybe think you recognize. You're not quite sure. She seems like you've seen her somewhere. And Winston and his technician, Penny. You escape the building, and as you get across the street, the building itself crumples in on itself. Reality sucks it into almost a singularity of where it once was. There is debris and dust everywhere. It is currently nighttime. The moon is probably, I can't remember specifically, but I think around that time it was about half moon. I'll have to go back and check. But you are there with the man who put you in that room, the man who put your girlfriend in danger. You get in a bit of a fight, but you hear the sirens coming. Everybody decides that it's in their best interest to not be here. You and Charlie and this other woman that you're not quite sure who she is, but you learn her name is Nay. Sure. Get back to your RV. You open up the door with your key, and the first thing that happens is Suzanne jumps out and gives you the biggest hug you've ever experienced, hanging around your neck. And Nay gives you some shit for being an asshole, for putting Sunny in danger, for bringing her into this wild lifestyle. Charlie, a little bit more understanding, but still kind of gives you that, man, what the fuck you doing type of look. But you don't want to stick around, so you invite Charlie into the RV to give him a ride back to Pike Place. And you are now in your mobile lab with Charlie.
Look, I know it all got screwed up. But
Yeah,
hey, we survived.
That. Yeah.
What more is there to say?
Yeah, I kind of found out tonight that I'm a little more capable than I
And
expected myself to be.
I turn
and I'm
continue driving.
kind of amazed.
So, good question. Brad, are you driving or is Suzanne driving?
I'm driving. You
Okay.
said I was driving.
Okay, if you want to drive, that's fine. So you're driving back to Pike Place. Well, I just meant in general. But anyway, back to where
Okay.
Charlie got his
Take me
mother's
literal,
van.
damn it.
I could be literal. Why not? You understand
Okay.
sign language, so it's difficult to drive and read somebody. But Suzanne is going off on you. She's calling you an idiot, saying, "What the hell were you doing at that place? You knew that Winston frequents that area. Are you okay? What the hell's wrong with you?"
And I look at Suzanne like, I'm all right. Yes, I know. I had to go there. I had to see. And, everything's fine. We survived.
She huffs, kind of gets a bit of a hoot, and then slaps you on the back of the head, and then goes back to the back of the RV as she just casts off, a glare at both you and Charlie as you sit in the front and drive. Continue.
So you might not even know
driving
why we had to get you
to our
out.
destination, and pretty much in silence. I'm looking at everything. I'm screwing around with the radio, trying to break the silence, but
Charlie's not silent.
Charlie's not silent?
Oh, he's got things to say.
Yeah, you might not even know why we needed to get you out
I can't
of
hear
that.
anything.
Can you not hear Bill?
No, I don't even see Bill.
It's weird.
Yeah, I've been hearing Bill.
I see Bill.
And I see Bill, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see Bill at all. Or hear him. I don't know. Did I? I don't think I did.
No.
Oh no.
I wondered what was going on.
Right.
Yeah, I was wondering too. I thought maybe there was some serious lag going on or something.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, no, I don't see Bill anywhere.
Okay, but you see everybody else in Discord?
Yeah. You guys see Bill?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Share your screen. Let's see.
Why don't you hang up and then join back real quick and see if all of us load back in for you.
All right.
That was weird.
Very weird.
Yeah. I was wondering. I was talking to him, but he's still talking. Nope. It's just silent. Oh, you're giving me the silent treatment now.
I see.
Which maybe. He'll be back in a moment. So, side, I really wanted to get Sertiman, somewhere, some representation in this game at some point. This was an idea I had for Brad, back in 2017, with this underground fighting ring that he's been betting on. And I just love the idea of a wizard duel.
Well, it was a neat setup. I will definitely say that.
The rules are a little wonky, but I think once, if you figure it out, it can be done really well.
Okay.
There's Jimmy.
You have it, Bill?
Okay. Can you see me and hear me now?
I see and hear you now. That was weird.
Hey, that's really weird.
Yes.
All right.
Yet another oddness that Discord perpetrated for no discernible reason.
I was wondering this whole time where the hell you went. I'm like,
Where'd Bill go? He's been sitting here the whole time, just like the rest of us.
yeah, I just thought you had to get off or something. And Michelle's even over here going, "Where'd Bill go?" I go,
All right,
No,
well,
in fact, I was trying to tell you, you may not even know why we had to get you out of the machine.
yeah, I didn't hear any of that.
And it was funny because then you're like, well, I'm just gonna, it's kind of silent, and so I'm just gonna mess with this stuff over here and mess with it. I'm like, you're just giving me the silent treatment.
okay. We're gonna do
I'm not listening to you.
Okay, so we're gonna perform a time 3 effect. We're gonna do a bit of a rewind. Susanna's in the back. She's giving you the stink eye. You're in front, driving. Charlie's in the passenger seat.
Talking.
Continue.
Yeah. So you may not even know why we had to get you out of there. There was actually, the mark, the hit mark, the Terminator, that big fucker in the leather jacket.
Yeah.
He was going crazy and killing the audience and smashing things, and so we had to get you the fuck out of there. Yeah, it was chaos, and we were afraid everything was going to explode, which it did. Just moments after we got you out of there.
Yeah, well, my head got bashed around like a freaking pinata in there, so I didn't know what to think. But I appreciate getting me out of there. Thanks.
Yeah, man. What? So you owe this guy just like a shitload of bits,
Yeah. Low times here. I was down on myself. Trying to find an easy way out, and I end up owing some bad people some money.
Speaking of that money that you owe, Brad, it is. You were originally quoted 500 mercurium as to what you owed. But Winston, after you bringing down this shit, and him blaming you for all of it, it's now said that you owe him 700 mercurium. The exchange rate for this cryptocurrency that the Mercurial elite have made, you estimate is probably close to around $10 million.
Fuck change.
Child, what the hell?
So Bill, or so Charlie, you got any
Yeah.
ideas?
No,
What?
not that. No.
No, I may have to go make some extra money here.
Bill, yes. Charlie, no.
I wasn't even thinking that. Yeah, oh, quite a bit of bits. So I don't know what we're gonna do, what I'm gonna do to get out of this, but it's my problem. It's not yours. I'll figure out some way.
All right, man. If you need something, I don't have billions of dollars to give you or whatever, but but if you need some help or something, man, let me know.
Oh yeah,
You've always looked out for me too, so.
I'm gonna invent a potion that makes me a millionaire. So,
The dreams
I
of
don't
tell you
alchemists
have
that
everywhere.
heartedly.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I'll make a cure for the disease now. That way, everybody will love me and he'll write it off as a learning experience.
All right.
So we continue driving.
It doesn't take too long. Driving from Soto to downtown Seattle, where Charlie has parked his mother's van. Probably getting close to midnight at this point. And it's going to be a long drive for Charlie as well. But both of you go your separate ways, and you end up back at your homes. Or rather, for you, Brad, you actually drive to one of the several locations for displaced people, where there are RVs, and you've been able to find a decent spot, even this late at night.
Okay, I just pull off to the side then.
Yeah, your RV has been
And,
your home for a while. You've had a very rough day. Probably rougher than anybody else in this group.
Mhm.
You have.
And that's
I
saying
need those
something.
pinata.
That is saying quite a bit. Yes.
You've had
Yeah, well, I'm gonna crash for the night.
your wife has sent you the divorce papers signed. You were going to have a good evening, but you were brought into a technocratic conspiracy that you are paranoid about, and then forced to fight in a Sertiman cage, which you normally don't do. You normally just bet on them. Having experienced the cage, what are you feeling now?
And I don't think I'll be betting on them anymore.
You're gonna focus your gambling towards something else?
Yeah, maybe the track.
It might pay better.
Yeah, it might. At least I won't get the crap beat out of me.
Well,
Hopefully.
unless your bookie wants you to, become a jockey.
Yeah. But,
Okay.
yeah, no. I look back on the whole night or the whole day. Look at Susan and just shake my head. One of those days.
Always. She signs back. Doesn't have to be like this.
What do you mean?
You're better than this. You're smarter than this.
Yeah, well, if I was that smart, I wouldn't have made the formula that killed a whole town and caused mutations. How would I have?
If you were a bad person, you would have left me behind.
Yeah. I don't know. I have a thing for redheads.
She kind of hoot laughs a bit. And she says, it would never work out. You're not my type.
Oh, thank God for that.
She sighs. She goes back to whatever book she was reading, just looking through it. And we'll leave you there for now.
Sounds good.
Jezebel.
Okay.
Hello.
All right. I don't mean to sound rude, but I'm gonna get off of here. Michelle's getting ready to go to bed.
Okay. We can operate with that. Thank you for joining us, Jimmy. It was fun, and we hope to see you again.
Thank
See you
you
later,
guys so
Jimmy.
much. Bye, guys. Nice meeting you, Alex.
Nice meeting you too.
Bye, hon. Bye, bro.
Later.
Bye, other bro.
Night, Jimmy.
Bye.
All right. We are back here. Jezebel,
Mm-hmm.
you are in the... No. You managed to get back to Vashon Island. You got back to your compound. Sunny is drugged, but she's lucid. You managed to get the delirium away from her, out of her mind, but she still feels really good. The drug is still there. She's definitely more than what you're supposed to take.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my kitty now.
Yes, I do.
Talky boy.
Round 2.
Talky boy down here wants attention. Or he's just telling me that Cammy's downstairs. Why are you not downstairs? As he does. Anyway, we're supposed to be together. Except for those times when we're not.
And then he's got to complain about it.
All the time.
So much to say.
A lot. You get back to Vashon Island. You get back to your compound. You get Sunny home. Get her in bed. At this point, you were able to get a hold of Aunt Mabel. She was waiting for you when you arrived.
There's Aunt Mabel.
Aunt Mabel. It's nice and peaceful here. Nothing bad ever happens out here. And Mabel is Brad's. Sorry, I had Brad's window still up. Got rid of it. No Brad's here.
No Brad's here. Gosh.
She comes out and she's like, "Oh, okay. I see that you got Sunny taken care of. Art, and this is now properly close to midnight, if not a little after. Did everything work out? Are you okay? You sounded really worried on the phone."
Did everything work out? No. Aunt Mabel, I almost
What happened
died.
to your clothes?
I got sliced by some Talon freak, like in the park, in Woodland Park.
Talon.
Sonny got drugged. There was a Terminator involved. Someone called me a poop sandwich. I just wanted to sell strawberries. You told me to get out, and this is the shit that happened. This is why I stay in the library, Aunt Mabel. God.
She just looks at you a bit, really concerned for a moment, and she just sighs and goes to give you a big hug. She's like, "It's gonna be okay, Jezi."
God, just wanting to come home, bro. This was horrible.
I know.
I want to stay home for the rest of the week. Don't look at me. Don't talk to me. I don't exist. Like, do not perceive me.
If that's what you wish. But if you want to talk about it, I'm here for you.
It was kind of fun, though, at first. Don't tell anybody, though. Shh. It's our secret.
Of course.
It was a good idea to get out. I think you were right. There is more to the world than just the library. I get it, okay? If every night in the world is like last night, I'm never leaving my house again. You don't know the crap I saw, okay? Oh, there was a lot. There was a lot.
We'll talk about it
I'm glad
tomorrow.
we made it home, though.
I am too. We'll have a big breakfast tomorrow.
Yes, please.
Get some sleep.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.
Mm-hmm.
You get back to your room. It's a quiet evening. Unlike the city, there's no real hum or background that's overwhelming. The sounds out here, soothing, natural. Not too many. You don't get like the insect sounds. It's we got a lot of wind though, and it's comforting as it blows through and knocks down leaves. And things have been changing for the past month from green to, well, around here a lot more green with a little bit of red and yellow. Sleep eventually finds you. While it does, that'd be in the right window for that. Inea.
Yes.
That was weird. Sorry, I accidentally moved my own window to off the screen, so it looked weird. Alright, fixed. Inea. What do you do when you get home?
Um. Hang on, I gotta go back a couple of pages here for a note that I made.
I don't have a setting for your home, unfortunately. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I don't think we actually talked about what it probably looks like.
We'll go over that when we talk about roads.
There we go. So she's going, there it is, to get home. To just sort of leave a trail of crap she's shedding as she's locking the door, and keys go on the table over there, and the vest comes off and her jacket goes over the back of the couch, and the box of Junior Mints gets ripped open, dumped into the bowl on the altar, and the box in the recycle bin, and then she, basically a line of just shedding all of her outside stuff until she hits the bed face first.
As you make your way towards your bed, you hear, "Oh, that was fucking great. We got to do that again."
Oh, that's right. And I turned that little bastard off.
Oh no, wait! Oh man. Well, promise me, we'll go back out. I have fun. We got to go to that club. Oh, I bet you it looks awesome inside there.
Not for at least one day of I have shit. I've got to edit your footage. I got to figure out who the hell that little shithead was. And why am I telling you this? You don't care.
You're right, I don't. But I like that you like me.
I do like you, to a point.
Well,
You're going in the camera bag now.
All right.
Good night.
Good night. Stream.
Zip.
We're still talking,
In the closet. And then the cell phone goes on the charger, and there is face planting in the mattress.
The cell phone shares your sentiment and is like, "Oh, thank God."
You didn't get damaged, did you?
Oh no, I'm good.
Great.
That was a lot.
So you still have my alarm set for the morning?
Yeah, we're good.
Fantastic. Good
I'll
night.
wake you up. Good night.
Nay is done. Nay is done with this day.
So you finish your day. You pass out on the bed. You wake up the next day, bruised and rested, but not fully comfortable with your just day. It was a lot.
Yes. So the first order of business is a shower to wake up and start processing.
Okay. Yeah, easy enough. You go through your mundane life rituals of shower and just breakfast.
Meditation and breakfast and yeah.
Getting yourself straight. And what do you want to do with your day?
I am taking my normal gear, so the GoPro goes back in the jacket where it came out of, and with a fresh battery and the whole bit. But so my normal gear plus the laptop bag, and I am going to the Liquid Haze.
Okay. You're going
going to it for a cup of coffee or 3 and to hang out and kind of recharge. And also start researching that little guy. You know, I want to pull some stills
Right.
from the footage of him and start researching who that was, what the hell he does, but also the folks that we fought in Woodland Park.
Yeah.
I want to get them identified if I can.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, if I can find a crow and pass on a message that I would like to meet up sometime today.
Okay. Liquid Haze. Best place in Seattle.
They have coffee and amnesia gets me.
She understands you. You go through the ritual. She looks at you. She doesn't even ask you the riddle.
Oh, thank God.
She hands you your usual. Which is the quad shot white coffee almond milk latte with extra vanilla. You didn't even have to ask for it. You go to one of the booths. You start doing your research. What was the first thing you were looking into?
Actually, since I'm having to dig through the footage anyway, I'm probably going to start with the people in the park.
Okay. So you're going to scrub and do some editing, pull some stills, that sort of thing?
Pull some stills. Really just focusing on, can I identify these people first?
Okay,
I'm not
so-
really trying to like cut and splice footage or anything yet. Just kind of reviewing it.
Understood. So, yeah. Easy enough to go through all your footage. It's not hard to kind of grab the stills that you're looking for. And you've got a couple different connections online where you can find out, police records, that sort of thing, facial recognition. You don't necessarily have any contacts that can help with this, but a good general perception, well, not really perceiving anything. I'd say this is more of a intelligence and investigation.
Mm-hmm.
And with the group of people that you're looking at, well, let's go ahead and roll that, and yeah, we'll have you make that button.
You said intelligence and investigation?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. No DP mod?
No.
And difficulty is
6.
okay. Three successes.
And that was on the people in the park or everybody?
People in the park. Well, it was the people in the park specifically to start with.
Okay. So you were able to identify 3 of the 4 individuals. 2 of them have police records, and 1 of them has a business online.
Okay.
Wait, they don't have character sheets? Of course not. They're not characters. I do have priest. Okay, yeah. So you find Ted Burnshaw. He's got a criminal record. Not too surprising. Ties to various white nationalist organizations. And he's in his mid-50s, white male. You find information on John Foster. He's a thin individual with with black hair and a crew cut, in his 30s. He owns a hardware store.
Okay, and I'm sorry, what was his name again?
John Fostern.
John
Fostern. And you also find the criminal record for Melissa Krause. Mostly drug possession, some intent to distribute, and it doesn't say it anywhere, but there looks like there might also be some sex work involved.
Okay. That's interesting because that puts her in one of the more common demographics for the folks that are living in that park.
Correct. All right, so here in the liquid haze, you're starting to feel a little bit better. The latte is beginning to do its job. This is kind of an active meditation for you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, roll your wits in meditation.
I am punching bad buttons again. Wits and meditation?
Yes.
There it is. No DP mod and difficulty.
Difficulty 6. No DP mod.
Ooh, nothing. Great big goose egg.
Yikes. Yeah, you haven't had a great day. Or a great night before.
No.
You try to meditate, you try to perform the act of ingesting or getting your quintessence refueled. Unfortunately, you're still stuck where you're at. You're not able to absorb anymore. However, you did spend the night sleeping, so you should get that last bit of willpower's gone.
Okay. Back.
Back to normal, more or less.
Yes.
You still have a bit of a headache. That paradox can really linger.
And it wasn't even mine. Or are you talking about the two?
Yeah, the two paradox you have. Yeah.
The two I have there.
Yeah.
So that's really been lingering, actually. I think those two are from January.
Yeah. No. It takes a lot to remove paradox.
Right, which is, I think, actually just, what is it, like a month or two?
If you do a willow and you just stop casting magic, it'll still take like a month or two for it to dissipate.
Right. As far as putting the current storyline in context with what we did in January, though. What's the actual time frame there between the two?
I think what you did in January, in terms of game time, was around August. So it's only been a couple months.
Okay. It's only been a couple
Or
months.
it was a
Okay.
few. Yeah, no, I think we actually even qualified. It was like 6 weeks.
Okay.
So yeah, August, September, early October. What else you doing? You're doing more research on the.
Yep. I'm
now
going to continue going through the footage. I am definitely going to focus on Winston, but also Penny. I got those two names out of their conversation,
Yes.
but I basically know nothing else about either of them. So I would like to do some research on the two of them. I think those are the only two other people that were key to what all went on last night. Since the big one turned out to be a freaking technocracy machine. Grrr.
Well, yeah. Okay. These are a little bit more difficult. You would
Okay.
have you got pictures of them, but the footage, surprisingly, around both of them is grainier and more difficult to research.
Yeah, actually, I don't know if that's all that surprising, quite frankly. They both probably members of the technocracy.
That would be a good assertion or a good instinct on that.
Yeah, that would be an avenue for
yeah.
her to pursue.
Okay. So we'll have you do some rolls on that later as you're researching it. This is going to take some time. But yeah, let's do the first roll. See what you get. See how far along you go.
Same one as I did before.
I'm trying to think here. Yes.
Okay.
This one you're doing a bit more research into the more mystical side of the world. Not as mundane of a search.
Right. So no DP mod and the difficulty.
Difficulty on this is actually going to be higher, so we'll say 8.
Oof. Okay. Oh, that doesn't look good. Okay, so I got 3 successes there.
I'll mark that, and we'll come back to that.
Okay.
Pause there for a moment, and we'll go to Charlie. You wake up. You've driven your mom's van back home. How's your day starting here?
Well, I feel like I need to, gather a little bit of equipment, things that I because I feel like the things that I'm encountering are much grander and darker scale than what I first expected. Between the Men in Black, or around the crash site, as well as this hit mark, and then with the stuff that happened in the park as well, which I'm not exactly sure. I'm questioning why I was there in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
But my instincts just kind of told me to go along with this, and then it ended up being a whole lot more intense than what I was expecting it to be.
Right.
So I feel like I need to get a gun.
Okay.
And I feel like I need to get make sure that I have better like medical supplies. So I need to have a go first aid kit as well as a like bigger first aid kit to keep in the van.
Okay. Yeah. That's easy enough for you to acquire. Even the gun. Your father. That's not your father was a ranger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You've got hunting equipment around. Did you want to Are you looking for a rifle or a handgun?
A handgun.
Handgun. A little more difficult.
Yeah.
Are you going to go purchase or
yeah,
borrow?
I feel like that. I'm trying to think, if I would have contacts that would be able to, and sadly, the person that I would reach out to, that probably would know how to connect me with that, is Brad.
True, but you also
And
have contacts in the National Park Service.
Yeah, that's true.
And a lot of those guys will likely have a weapon, like what you're describing.
Yeah,
they go out
let's
and
reach out.
Okay. So easy enough. Go ahead and we can do this off pretty straightforwardly. We'll have you roll charisma plus your contacts. So let's see if I can make you a button that has contacts. Actually, no, I can't. That's stupid. Okay. Charisma.
Well, I have one in contacts, and what else do I
Well,
have?
how about this? Your contacts make the difficulty lower. So let's do it that way. Let's just do charisma plus. You're not the most comfortable with talking to people.
No, I spend a whole lot of time in the woods by myself.
You're trying to do this a little bit on the sly. So this is charisma and subterfuge. But because you're talking to one of your contacts, the difficulty is going to be 5 instead of 6. So button is called Get Gun. And that'll be difficulty 5 because of your contacts.
Nice.
Wow. Everybody's
3
rolling
dice,
so
3
much better today.
successes.
It's like amazing when nothing's on the line. You guys do just fine. 3 successes, pretty good. It takes maybe a couple hours, but you talk to some of your contacts, some of your dad's friends, and all of them are pretty like, yeah, man, I can get you something. Or they point you to the right direction, and you actually end up getting a couple of choices. What type of handgun are you looking for?
Something fairly light, but with some stopping power, maybe like a 40 millimeter or something like that.
Okay, so not a Desert Eagle. Got it. Let me pull up the weapon chart here.
Hey, nobody needs a Desert Eagle.
I mean, not if they're secure with themselves.
Okay, so like a light revolver is what you're looking for?
I was looking for like a smaller automatic,
Okay.
or semi-auto.
So a light semi-automatic pistol, like a Glock 17.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. I'll get you those stats when it's necessary.
All right.
In general, Glock 17 um, has 17 rounds in the clip and 1 in the chamber, so that's a lot of ammo, and it does about 4 damage when it hits.
That's solid.
And if you roll really well, there's additional damage on top of that, and it's lethal. Cool. All right, so you procure yourself a gun, and you got the supplies are very easy to kind of pull together for your van for medical. Anything else that you're looking to do?
Well, since I'm home, I'm gonna want to like. I won't. I've I'm torn between just straight, heading into the woods for a day just to reconnect to the network so I can like recenter myself.
Okay.
But I think I need to try to get a hold of these contacts that Brad gave me about the encounter.
Okay.
With.
Okay. Yeah.
So I feel like maybe I should try to do that first, and then, like I said, spend at least a day in the woods, just recentering.
Okay. All right. So, Charlie, um, how are you doing your research?
I mean, I'm just I have my computer at home.
Okay, so internet researching.
Yeah.
Okay. And you also got this list of contacts. Going through, you actually you get some information, some phone numbers and email addresses that you can work with. So you're reaching out. How would you like to? Would you like to just cold call people or research them beforehand?
Oh, definitely research them beforehand.
Okay. All right. So put that on the list of.
As you said, not exactly. Talking to people and especially cold calling people would not be Charlie's forte.
Right. Okay. While you're doing this initial run of research, you hear a knock at your door.
Can I peek out the window and see who's there? I'm a little bit concerned about opening the door.
Yeah. So you look outside, and standing on your front porch is this gentleman in a very nice suit.
Okay, I'm definitely curious. I'm gonna go ahead and answer the door.
Okay, you open the door. Jezebel.
Hello.
Hi. I see you got a fur baby. Nice.
I have 2 of them. They said
Two.
hello.
They were both all up in her grill.
After breakfast, you decide that you're going to go out for a bit of some me time.
Absolutely.
A little bit of a meditative walk. You go far away from everybody. You get yourself away from Aunt Mabel, away from Sunny. You go all the way out to Snake Tongue.
Snake Tongue Point.
Snake Tongue Point. Your kind of relaxation and rest. And as you're meditating, you're doing some yoga. You're doing your practices, trying to get yourself centered.
Mm-hmm.
You hear.
Hello?
You open your eyes and you turn, and there is this very dapper gentleman in a purple suit standing before you.
Are you lost? Did you need me to help you find someplace?
Inea, you're sitting at your table, and in your periphery, a gentleman that walks up to your table.
I look up. May I help you?
All three of you. This gentleman says, "Good morning. I am Mark Cardassian. No relation."
Girl.
Mind if we talk?
Sure.
Thank you, Jezi. All of you hear him say, "Thank you, Jezi." And then he says, "Mind if I come in, Charlie? Mind if I take a seat?" Nay, correct?
Close enough.
Excellent.
Go ahead and have a seat.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Informed, Jezi.
yeah, come on in.
None of you, obviously, all you see is this gentleman. You don't see who else he's talking to. Sits down in front of you, Inea. He clasps his hands in front of his waistcoat, Jezi, and comes inside and finds a seat in your kitchen, Charlie. He looks at each of you, and then you see him kind of look off in another direction, as if he's looking at somebody else that's not there.
Mm.
And he comes back. I'll get to the point. You guys are very interesting.
Thanks? How did you find this place? This is supposed to be private.
We have our ways.
So, normally I might be happy to hear that, but I get the feeling you're not talking about my YouTube channel or my blog.
I mean, you're right. Your YouTube channel and blog are interesting, but that's not what I'm talking about. I am a representative from the Seattle Underground. Malcolm says hello.
Malcolm,
Okay.
Mm-mm.
okay? You have my attention.
Thank you. He seems to process the information a bit before he continues, and then he says, the three of you have been... It's kind of difficult to say, because I don't really believe in the chosen by fate type of thing. I think any of us, with the things that we can do, are chosen by fate. But Malcolm recently has been pouring effort through, and he points behind him, and for Charlie and Jezebel, makes no sense, but to Inea, he points right towards Amnesia. Like, but he's got his contacts. And there are things beginning to happen that are of concern to a master such as himself.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I'm sure you've sussed some of it out, but he would like to cultivate the three of you. Help each of you with your individual and collective goals. Perhaps get some more mages on the streets than he currently has. He's been oftentimes pulled away to New Zealand. But he cares
He's
a lot
got
about...
to know that while I trust Amnesia, I can't automatically extend all that trust to him.
This is understandable. Which is
What
why...
do we mean by cultivate?
Master Malcolm has... I hate using that term. I hate the Hermetics.
Master Malcolm?
I hate the
Jeepers.
Hermetics so much. Anyway. He insists that he cares for this city, for this area. And his connections have led him to believe that there are some unfortunate developments that will happen, let's say, in the near future. I don't know if these are his visions or another of his associates, of which he has many. But he would like to see the three of you, because the visions do seem to indicate that the three of you work well together. And he would like to help with the continued efforts of revitalizing Seattle. There's been a downturn recently, and he wants to help. He wants you to help.
At least that far, his interests and mine sound like they align. To some extent, anyway. Look, I'm willing to work with him at least to a point, but I don't want to hear that Jezi or Charlie has been forced into anything or pressured into helping. It's got to be completely up to them.
One moment. He holds his hand up. And he looks just over your shoulder, Inea, and he's like, Charlie, am I pressuring you?
No, you're not pressuring me. It seems like you're asking and pointing out things that that seem that, while true, definitely favor your cause.
Certainly. I mean, all of us have our desires and our plans for ourselves, but I think as dedicated members of the tradition, of the New Horizon traditions, it is, what's the best word for this? It is important that we cultivate camaraderie between the different traditions, which is why Malcolm has always favored cabals that mix one tradition and another. And since you guys had a very eventful evening, we would also like to offer our protection against any potential retaliation.
Retaliation?
He looks over your other shoulder, Inea, at Jezebel. Yes, unfortunately, certain groups within the technocracy are going to take notice of a rogue hit mark from the 90s.
I would hope so. Jeez. I mean, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't, honestly? Look, I am all for bringing the traditions together and forging a beautiful new path, but I haven't even had 24 hours yet. Do we have to do this now?
No.
Okay. Can I have a day? Like, I mean, I'm not saying no, just, can I take a shower first?
Of course. By no means am I here to force you into any sort of agreement. That's not my job today.
Okay.
My job is to relay information and bring people together. There is a interesting acolyte in that perhaps you can help out with. That's for another matter. For now, let's just plan to gather you and you and you and formalize this grouping for mutual benefit.
And Nay and Charlie will be there, right? It won't just be me showing up to some freak with talons, right?
Well, I mean, there is a freak with talons that we're thinking of as well, but she's completely different.
As long as she doesn't gut me, I don't care. Like, jeepers. Last night was scary, man.
For
I'll attend your meeting.
Thank you.
I was planning on contacting the two of them, once I had a bit of time to recenter myself as well to see, what we can make of what we experienced, because something definitely happened and we did work incredibly well together.
It was really nice. I didn't expect all of this from a simple night on the town. And as long as I'm with Nay and Charlie, at the very least, I'll feel safer.
That sounds reasonable. Very well. I will send you an invitation once we figure out the details. For now, do what you need to regroup, gather your relative strength. whatever you need to do, we will reach out to you soon. He stands up from the table, stands up from the chair in the kitchen. He grabs each of your hands and kisses it gently. I'll see you around.
Ew, bad touch.
Okay.
And he's like, hey, sorry, I see a pretty person. I sometimes have to reach out and just be a bit of a gentleman. My bad.
I'm calling the police.
Oh, no bad, girl. No
I'm
bad.
calling
You can
the
call me anytime.
He gives a wink that all of you see. And some of you are uncomfortable. You don't know what's going on. Some of you are like, I'm okay with this. This is not too bad.
Charlie is a sassy bitch and we live for it.
And he turns around and he walks out the door of the liquid haze, out of your home, and into the woods, where seemingly he just fades away.
As long as he's the hell out of my sanctum, I'm fine.
And that was Mark Cardassian. No relation.
No relation.
And we'll stop
Man,
there, and we'll pick up next time at a later.
That's going to
future
be
date.
his name from now on. Is
His
Mark
name is
Kardashian?
Mark
No relation.
No relation.
That's right there on his business card.
Yeah.
I love this. I love this. What an unfortunate name, Jeepers.
Oh man. Yeah.
It's
Why I
been
chose
tarnished.
it. I made this character.
I know,
Well, yeah,
poor
but
thing.
in the game world, he's gone through most of his life for the last like 15 or 20 years having to say Mark Kardashian, no relation.
Yes.
Or else clear that shit up on down the road. So yeah, this poor dude.
It's the fact that he's had to say it so much, he had to put it in print on his business cards. Like, that is the funniest thing to me. Please.
I will give a bit of a hint here with this character. It was one that Cammy kind of planted the seeds for, with the idea of a mixture of Dumbledore and Lando Calrissian.
Oh God.
Jeepers.
So,
What the
Okay.
cheese?
So what
Donald
you're
Glover
saying
was-
is that he deserves this name.
Yeah. He asked for this one. Full frontal. Gracious. Baby, get off that green screen.
But yeah, so there we go. That's it. That's all I got for the night.
You know what though? I love it. I love that we got Brad and Jimmy in here, and he got the Cliff Notes version of the bullshit that Brad went through last night.
He got the lead up and he got the beat up, and then
Oh man, poor guy.
I'm actually low-key sad that we're not doing this again in 2 days. What am I supposed to do with my life? It's fine. I guess I'll make YouTube videos or whatever. Like,
Well,
fine.
plan how Jezi has been doing her self-care.
yeah.
I actually do have a plan for that. I have
There you
plans for
go.
that joy.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Hey, cultist
Yikes.
will cult. I love the cult of ecstasy. It's like drugs, like their whole vision to bring drugs that bring happiness is there to make a point, that it's to break through the barriers and show a person that existence can be more than the suffering and misery that they've experienced.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't to, say this is something that you rely upon to be happy. It's to break through and get that idea that happiness is possible.
Yeah.
And
It's not.
This is how I live.
Yeah. I mean, it's part of the reason that I chose the Cult of Ecstasy in the first place is because it reminds me a lot of when I was younger and going to raves all the time because it's very much this wild, like, insane sort of place, but there's so much positivity that comes from that, and that's what the Cult of Ecstasy reminds me of. So of course I wanted to be part of that. Like, and the idea that like Jezi is just this bookish person who's never really walked outside of her own four walls before. Oh, I'm about to corrupt the fuck out of her. I'm about to corrupt the fuck out of her. It's gonna be glorious.
Like, so far, her aesthetic experiences have been very personalized and out in the woods, and not really communal. But,
yeah.
Other than,
She
like,
hasn't fully
close
grasped what it means to be a Sahajiya. She's read it, but she hasn't lived it yet. And I'm very excited to peel back those layers and show her what it's like to live. Oh, it's going to be so fun.
And Inea will
boy,
be
is-
there watching her closely.
Yeah, boy, is Nay gonna have her hands full. I can see that already.
Oh, you are. You are. And you know what's wild is that through this entire experience, she actually trusts y'all. She doesn't trust nobody. That's not her thing. She's
Well,
very...
I mean, you go through that kind of shit together. Even if
Right.
you're total strangers when you start, it does form I don't want to put it this way, but it really kind of is a trauma bond.
It is.
We have seen the same shit, and we were there, we understand it, and we're the only ones who understand that.
Exactly.
So yeah, there's a trauma bond involved there. It's maybe not the best way to start any kind of a relationship.
Trauma bonding is not the best. That's where tragedy starts.
Well, but it doesn't have to go there.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
It can be steered.
Yes. I think that something lovely will grow from this.
I think that
Yeah.
nature is going to do her damnedest to get it there. If she has to like get out and then drag on that bitch to make her move.
Yeah, absolutely. Down for that.
Yeah, but yeah.
So, speaking of your downtime, and we were talking about the roads thing.
Oh yeah.
When would be a good time for for maybe something before next Monday? My
Well, this is
scheduling is a little bit more in the evenings as it is now.
Mhm.
So that doesn't
This is
seem
a
to be
tough week
changing.
for that
Okay,
because
yes,
of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I get that. We can hold off
Um,
until next week. That's fine.
I have
again, they
Wednesday,
don't have to-
Thursday, Friday off, so whatever.
yeah, let me
I'm-
look.
Lucky.
So I'm off both of my jobs before at least 7 p.m. I know on Wednesday I get off at 3. Thursday I'm off, and Friday, well, that's a lie. Friday I'm like not available after
No
2.
one's available on Friday.
Like, no, not at all.
Not where
Friday
we
I
are.
am fighting customers.
Oh,
Saturday I have to work, but Tuesday I have off. I'm not gonna do anything on Thanksgiving except eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be over at my folks helping my mother preparing foods. So
Is
if I could
anybody?
just
What
get
about
my
Sunday?
freaking calendar to cooperate with me here.
Sunday. Let me check my schedule. Actually, hold on.
Yeah, it's what I'm trying to. For some reason, Google Calendar is like, yeah, no, I'm not feeling it today.
Google's being a booty.
Yeah.
It's like Discord.
Well,
Okay, so-
Saturday night is party, so Sunday is recovery day.
Oh, that's good.
So I'll just if we decide to do it then I will set an alarm to make sure that I wake up to do it.
Yeah. So this would just be talking about the rotes and getting those figured out.
Yeah. And like I said, if you
Okay.
have a chance to look over the how do you do that and the enlightened grimoire, that would be like good prep.
Okay. Okay, so with that in mind, then yeah, Sunday probably is the best likelihood of my being able to be sure to be there and actually be on time.
Okay. I'll circle back around on Discord. How about you, Alex? What are you thinking about on?
So Sunday, that's the 28th, right?
Yes.
Right.
I'm available before 4:30 and after 9.
Okay.
So I should be Gucci.
Okay. Would you guys prefer doing it after 9 or earlier in the day, like at 12?
I can do 12.
I could do 12.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That might be easier.
Yeah, I can set an alarm and do that.
Okay, so tentatively for now, we'll say 12 o'clock on Sunday, but yeah, that works for me.
Awesome.
Okay.
Perfect.
Cool.
I have some research to do. I have some spells to create.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna make Jezi a bigger badass. Well,
Yeah.
a minor badass.
Get some ideas. I'll become a little bit more comfortable figuring out the rote point system.
Mm-hmm.
This is my bread and butter. I make game systems for a hobby, so I dig it.
Well, as long as I get to play it, I'm game. Let's do this. I also, side note, I love that the man in purple is just Donald Glover.
Yeah.
Like, I love that it's just him.
Well, like I said, Dumbledore mixed with Lando Calrissian. I was like,
Like Dumbledore Calrissian just showed up at my fucking sanctum, and he looks like Donald Glover. I can't. Like Childish Gambino showed up at my spot. Hello.
yeah, I'm down with that.
I'm a huge
And apparently
fan.
he's just like Lando. He is pansexual.
As he should be. Everybody needs to be a little more gay. Yes, absolutely.
I just love that they added that to Lando's character. It was like great.
Yeah. The minute I heard it, I was like, so how many fanboys had aneurysms? Like 75, 80% of them?
All of them, of course. It's what the boys on Reddit do. They lose their shit over people being vaguely gay. Like, that's their shit.
Drives me. You know what, Alex? I had a realization toward the end of the game tonight. I have been completely bumbling your pronouns, and I am so sorry. I will try and do better. Like all night, I just was being an absolute ass, and I am so sorry.
I mean, it's probably not helpful that Jezi is an actual like girl. I just happen to be trans. Like, it's probably not helpful, especially because I'm in character like 90% of the time in session. So
you know what, though? That is a reason, but it is not an excuse, and I will do better. I am so sorry.
I
Okay.
appreciate that.
Okay. So
Any other questions?
Tentatively Sunday, we're going to get together and talk about rotes, and otherwise we're on for next Monday as well.
Sunday. Oh my
Okay.
god. I'm so excited for Monday's session.
Yeah,
I
this
am
is going to
too.
get interesting. I am. Malcolm is getting a hefty side eye from me right now. Like, I want to trust you, but I don't know that I do trust you.
Full disclosure, I don't trust him at all. I just trust y'all, and that's enough.
I'm gonna just say it's for both Bill and Cindy. Has there ever been a case where your character has met Malcolm and been like, yeah, this guy's cool. He's on the up and up.
Nope, not. I remember the original Malcolm. No, not even remotely.
It's the finger wag for me.
I mean,
absolutely
to
not.
be fair, that first meeting for
He
Cindy,
always seemed
she
like
was-
he was. He always seemed like he
yeah.
was into the right kind of trouble.
Okay, that depended on your character, like Tim was just saying, because
That's
my
true.
my character's like, no, I don't think so.
Well, my characters tend to be cult of ecstasy and a little more loose with what their morals are.
Mm,
and Cindy's was a werewolf. Okay.
it wasn't great.
It was a fun confrontation, and I'm glad it happened.
I mean, I don't think I've been in a White Wolf game that you have run that has not been an absolute zoo, which is, fabulous. But my poor characters have this tendency to be like, somebody hold the phone, please.
So
What is happening?
after this season of Mage, I am considering doing a season of Werewolf, like specifically Werewolf, because
Okay.
the W5 is going to be coming out soon. And they just introduced or just announced a partnership with Demiplane for World of Darkness Nexus, which is basically D&D Beyond for Vampire, Werewolf, and Hunter. And when Hunter and Werewolf come out, supposedly next year, I'm thinking about messing around, playing around with that.
100% up for Werewolf every time.
Werewolf's
I
an
don't even know
interesting
what
one.
it is, and I'm down.
So yeah, season.
I have a thing about werewolves. I'm just ridiculous about them. So yeah, every time Tim goes, "Hey, werewolf," I'm like, "Me, pick me. I volunteer as tribute."
The wolf ears, please.
I hope I do have some hope that with the next version of Werewolf, they go through and they fix some of the problematic issues.
Yeah.
Specifically the two tribes, the Wendigo and the Uktena.
Mm-hmm.
Because one, both those words are very sacred and not supposed to be spoken out loud anyway.
Yeah.
But they use them for the tribe names.
Well, and they also really
It's a little
twisted the meanings. Yeah.
Yeah.
They really twisted the meanings, and it's not. It was uncomfortable when I first encountered them. I was like, oh.
It's very clear. I mean, we're talking 30 years later, but it's very clear that the beginning of World of Darkness was, a group of young boys making a game.
Right.
In the American suburbs.
Right. Right.
So, and most of them were white.
Right. And and not very aware of culture outside of their own.
And you can and you can actually see that they develop more understanding and more awareness, and they actually do become more inclusive as the game systems have progressed.
Right.
So,
every time they've made an update, there's been some progress in that area as well. So it hasn't been as fast as maybe anybody would have liked, but it's been happening, and slow and steady still wins the race, So
they certainly try. I know there was some upheaval a couple years ago with Vampire because there was a stuff that was an allusion to like Nazis and stuff like that. And people were wondering like, well, is this a game where you get to play a Nazi? Like, who wants to do that?
So public perception, public non-player perception, it doesn't always help because people hear. Okay, so the D&D satanic scare from the 80s is not completely gone from public awareness. It's lurking in the back of people's lizard brains. And on top of that, then they hear things like vampires and werewolves and horror elements, and they go, "Oh my God, it's those weird kids in all black walking around with their fingernails painted and wearing funky teeth, and what the hell?" That's what I'm talking about. See, these are people that look at those stereotypes and those things and go, "Oh my God, remember the Satanic Panic?" That's not what they call it, but that's where they go.
We are all kind of dressed in black, and there are painted fingernails about. So
all day long.
I mean, you're talking to a witch. So
rise up, speak on it.
So I totally get it that these people are having these reactions out of a lack of understanding, and unfortunately, a lot of it is even willful ignorance. They're like, "Well, we know that there's more out there to know, but I don't believe that I should need to know more." I have made my judgment and it is sound. Well, okay, whatever works for you, sweetie.
They use outrage as entertainment, and at that point, I mean, I can't change the channel for you, nor am I interested in doing so. So you go ahead and watch what you want to watch. I'm going to be over here in reality rolling some dice. Thank you.
Yep. You do you, boo, and I will do me.
Absolutely. I'm going to mind my business. That ancestor said that's not my problem. Okay.
So I'm, like I said, still working dedicated here with the season of Mage. I don't see a particular end just yet, so I think I'm pretty happy there. But my brain's working on a possible werewolf.
Wait.
Possible.
Is this our second arc?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just finished an arc. We're headed into another one.
We were in an arc. That's so cool.
A
Thanks.
1-day arc.
A 1-day arc.
And
This is what.
well,
oh my god!
but think about how much happened in that one
Like
day.
all of the things, there was a Terminator and a talking
Right.
monkey involved.
Right. Yeah, totally
deeply
not selling it
involved.
short in that it was 1 day, but like we actually completed enough stuff to have done an arc in that 1 day. That's fucking awesome.
Right.
As a
So-
fan of 24, yes, I like that.
So one day
Yes.
in game time,
Yeah.
but we dedicated somewhere in the neighborhood of around 14 hours of actual play time. So it was half a day of real time plus.
Well, I mean, and you guys didn't spend an entire 24 hours doing this. This was more like, from 10 in the morning till midnight.
Right. So
14 hours.
So, oh my god, it was a 1-to-1 corollary.
approximately, yeah.
More or less. Not exactly.
Yeah, I
but
mean, we did some chit-chatting and goofing off and stuff in between and that sort of thing. And there was some housekeeping to be done too, but on average, we've averaged somewhere in the neighborhood of about 2 hours per session of gameplay. And today was session 7. So
correct. So excited.
Which, this is almost 2 months in the making.
It's working. It's fun. I'm enjoying it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm having fun.
Excellent. Well, on that note, I will see you guys again next Sunday. Or actually not even next, just Sunday.
Sunday.
Sunday. Okay,
Yep.
I'm gonna go to
Yes.
bed, y'all. I'll see you later.
Yep, it's
Have a great
bedtime.
night.
Good night, y'all.
Night.
Bye, guys.